Time for the light heavies. Here comes a rematch from a very controversial fight earlier, as Marcus Wallace will make his way inside the showroom here at Minglewood Hall and on his way to the cage, and he'll be taking on Paul Reaper Rainey. This is a rematch because the first time they fought, Rainey had won the fight, but he hit Wallace in the back of the head, and ISKA, the governing body of MMA, ruled it a no contest. So Rainey's upset. He thinks he won the fight. Wallace is getting a second opportunity here, and here is the Oakland, Tennessee native fighting for Team Havoc.
Man, I'll tell you what, you don't often get a second chance at a redemption, and here it is for Marcus Wallace. I think he's going to change his game plan in quite a bit, come in and just go at it with Paul Rainey. Second chances, no contest for each fighter, so it doesn't go on their record. Definitely not any good blood between these two because they fought before.
Yeah, not at all. Since that first meeting, Wallace has hired a personal trainer. He's worked individually with several different coaches to elevate his game. He's worked on his wrestling, but he does like to stand in the pocket. He does lack cardio. That could be an issue. But again, with that loss, what was an apparent loss off the record, he remains undefeated at 3-0. Meanwhile, Paul Rainey at 4-2 gets ready to make his way through the crowd here at Minglewood Hall. The Reaper from Milan, Tennessee, and Gladiators Combat Club, trains under Ashley Wade. He trains with some terrific pros such as Dakari Sanders, Joe Cooper, and Ryan Collins. He did lose in the V3 light heavyweight title match in Nashville February 2nd to Eric Anders. He was injured in the first round, couldn't answer the bell for round 2. So he's ready to get back and put on a strong performance for the V3 Fight fans.
I'll tell you what, Paul Rainey has got some skill. He was definitely giving Eric some fits in that fight till he hurt his knee. I thought he got the better of Eric until he hurt his knee. This guy is a great fighter. He's got really good stand-up, and he's cross-training with one of the best gyms in the area, Pincer Athletics.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. It's brought to you by Surgical Solutions. Wallace, at 29 years of age, again hails from Oakland, Tennessee, a suburb of Memphis, 6'1", 205, and a boxer. Rainey from Milan, Tennessee, which is north of Memphis, 6 foot 204, and a freestyle fighter. He is 34 years of age, so 5 years older than Marcus Wallace, but a couple of veteran fighters who really got into the MMA game later in their young careers.
Late is better than never, and especially in MMA. This is a great sport, and everyone enjoys watching it and participating in it. You don't have to be a super athlete, you just have to fight on your level, because most of the time you fight people close to your level.
Couple of really strong young men, Marcus Wallace, Paul Rainey. Let's get the formal introduction with the dapper Michael Kelly.
V3 Legion, this bout is brought to you by Surgical Solutions. And it's set for 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, will be Dave Ferguson. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black trunks with white trim. At 6 feet 1 inches, he weighed in at 206 pounds. A boxer with a perfect MMA record of 3 wins and no losses. Representing Team Havoc and fighting out of Oakland, Tennessee, Marcus Wallace. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black trunks with white trim. At 6 feet even, he weighed in at 204 pounds. A freestyle fighter with an MMA record of 4 wins and 2 losses. Representing Gladiators Combat Club and fighting out of Milan, Tennessee, Paul Rainey.
Thank you very much, Michael Kelly. Now Dave Ferguson with the final instructions for the two warriors.
Make sure you protect yourself at all times. This is all my instructions. Any questions from the blue corner? From the red corner? Touch about, let's fight.
Well, here we go, Rick. Couple of big boys. Wallace 206, Rainey 204. How do you see it?
Man, I'm pulling for Rainey on this one. I think he's a real tough fighter, and I think he's improved quite a bit.
Round 1, here we go. No tapping of the gloves there. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds.
Marcus slipped a little on the V3 logo. So he definitely knows not to get right there.
Rainey with a snapping of that leg. That has to hurt.
Well, it would have hurt a little bit more. I mean, he hit him with the foot instead of the shin. So it sounded good, but definitely didn't cause the damage that he would have liked a Muay Thai kick to cause.
It definitely sounded good to me. Oh, there's a big kick by Wallace to the side of Rainey. Now Rainey catches Wallace, looking for the slam. Wallace wants to try to prevent that. Down he goes. Big slam by Rainey.
Great kick by Wallace. As you can see, his shin hit Rainey. So he definitely had a perfect kick there, but he kind of paid for it because he left that kick out a little too long, and Paul shot in and took him down.
That's a great point. You got to make that kick. You got to bring it back. You leave it out there, they're going to grab it. Rainey trying to get those big old arms and hands free so he can rain some ground and pound here on Wallace. Wallace doing a pretty good job here keeping that bed. Dave Ferguson right on top of the two, making sure that there's activity, because if not, they'll stand up to fight it. He'll stand up to fight it.
Paul's not really working for a submission. I think he's just kind of trying to get him in a good position right now. He's trying to work into that full mount like he just did. Yeah. So right now he's going to definitely watch the punches to the back of the head this time, be sure of it.
Exactly.
Last fight was stopped, or actually ruled a no contest, because Paul won the fight actually, but he hit Marcus on the back of the head too many times, and ISK ruled against it.
Wallace holding on, and now finally Rainey has that one arm free. Saw him score a couple of times. There's a few more. Not a lot of pop behind him, but he is scoring.
What Rainey needs to do is just get that arm in there and push the head straight down on the neck like he did.
Now he can get some leverage and let it fly, and now Wallace is giving up his back. Protecting himself.
Wallace is in a little bit of trouble right now. He's doing a good job with the defense, but you know, right now he needs to shake, 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 and shake Paul right off of him.
See the strength of Wallace here, just basically picking up Rainey with his back. 30 seconds to go in the first round.
You kind of want to do a 2 or 3 inch little jump with your legs there, and that'll kind of loosen up Paul's hold on him. Because right now he's just holding on for dear life, trying to stay on top of him.
It's hard to believe that Wallace, boy, his back's not breaking here. The way he's holding up this 204-pounder like the way he is. Final seconds in round number 1. They've been in this position for the last 40 seconds.
And he definitely doesn't weigh 204 pounds right now. I can guarantee that. Armbar,
Armbar try there in the final seconds, but time runs out in the first round. You're saying Paul Rainey doesn't weigh 204, doesn't he?
Well, not right now. You know, he weighed in 204 yesterday, but usually these boys will eat till they puke and then eat some more. So he probably, I'd say right now, by the looks of him, he weighs about 220, 225.
That much?
I would almost put that on there.
Wow. Last night was the official weigh-in, and of course, former professional fighter here, my partner Rick McCracken. I figured you go out there and you splurge a little bit, but I mean, you don't want to get bloated. I mean, and slow it down. You put 15 pounds of food on in a day?
Well, of course, I mean, that's water as well, but you got to remember, you know, it messes with your mind. So when you're cutting that much weight and you don't have, and you seriously decrease your calorie intake for that, you know, 2 weeks or 1 week up to that cut, right, your mind is like, all I want is food, all I want is food. So when you get in, you binge eat. I mean, it's just everyone does it.
What, are you down in ring things and Slurpees, or are you doing protein?
Usually eat whatever you want.
Wow, that is crazy. All right, how'd you see that first round?
Paul Rainey looked really good. Marcus really didn't have any offense.
Round 2, here we go. Light heavyweight division battle. Rainey comes out throwing punches.
Looks like he slipped a little bit.
He did.
Oh, big slam!
That is a huge slam. And once again, we'll side mount here for Paul Rainey. He has it down on the ground.
Man, what a slam by Paul Rainey. That was a textbook. He got right under his butt, he clasped the hands, lifted him up, and took him straight down.
Well, there was no delay, no hesitation. He came right out. He threw a punch. It was off the mark, and he went right at Wallace to take him down. And Wallace really couldn't defend himself. He saw this hard-charging bull come right at him, and before too long, he was down on his back once again. And that's where we stand now early in the second round.
Now what Paul needs to do is get Marcus away from that cage, scoot him out a little so he can't use it like he is, slide his hips all the way down so there's no room between Paul and Marcus's hips, and then push him down. Then he could get a good angle to punch. On the flip side, Marcus needs to shrimp out of this and get one of those legs out and try to put him back in guard, because this is one of the worst positions to be in an MMA fight.
Yeah, we saw 3 or 4 successive elbows to his backbone, and again, Wallace gives up the back now, and he's going to try to protect himself. And here comes Rainey, ground and pound, some big-time fists are flying here with 1:40 to go. And that's it. It's over. It's over.
Wow.
Do you believe that was a verbal submission from Wallace?
Absolutely, because he doesn't look upset at all, and he was getting hit hard. Usually when you're getting hit there, you can't block it, and all you want to do is get out of the situation.
Yeah, he was covering the back of his head, but still Rainey was scoring by hitting him on the side. And it was a quick stoppage by Ferguson. That's why I had to figure that Wallace had verbally submitted. So there you go, Paul Rainey, impressive. He gets the victory. He improves to 5-2. That's the first now loss for Wallace. And Rainey wanted that one. He wanted redemption after having that win, or what he thought was a win, taken away from him the first time around.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Great win by Paul Rainey right there.
All right, Rick will make his way inside the cage. We'll get a few words with our winner, Paul Rainey. Good recovery for Rainey after the tough loss to Eric Anders on February 16th in Nashville. We told you about that. He was injured in the first round, and he couldn't answer the bell for the second round, just was not 100%. And now tonight, it looked like he was back at 100%. Let's get the official time with Michael Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the V3 cage at Minglewood Hall, we present the official time of 1:20 in round number 2. Referee Dave Ferguson calls a halt to the bout due to tap out via strikes, declaring your winner by TKO victory, Paul Rainey.
A second round TKO win for Paul Reaper Rainey, and now Rick McCracken makes his way inside the cage.
I'm here with the winner, Paul Rainey. Man, second time is a charm, I guess, bro.
Yes, sir. Excited, happy it's over with. I can watch some of these title fights.
Definitely some action later on, but let's talk about the action that was right here in the cage, man. You came in there, great slams. I knew you were going to try to pick him up and elevate him. That slam in the second round kind of did him in, it looked like.
Yeah, he's got a whole lot of reach and a really good right hand. And I think I'm better on the ground than he is, so if there's a disparity like that, use that. That's where I wanted to fight at.
Exactly. It looks like he had a bit of a reach advantage, so you got it on the ground. Man, awesome fight. Great job. You are a sweaty beast. I'd like to add that as well. Man, congratulations on the win. Anything else you want to say?
Just thank you, Game Changer, Combat Graphics. I love my wife and family that came out. Thank you.
Congratulations, your winner, Paul Rainey.
There you go, Paul Rainey, the winner in impressive fashion, the second round TKO. Again, he improves to 5-2. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with more exciting action from Minglewood Hall in Memphis, Tennessee. You are watching V3 Fights.